Hello there. While the mainstream media tried to concentrate our attention on anti-Brexit rallies, a massive and peaceful march celebrated the second anniversary of the EU referendum in London today. The mainstream press will try to tell you that only the anti-Brexit mob with Gina Miller were out in force today. That is not true. Check out the YouTube links in the description box below that will show the strength and depth of pro-Brexit feeling displayed in London today. I personally attended the Gloucester rally today with several hundred other attendees, both young and old, but not one anti-Brexit protester was in sight. After the event, I took the chance to chat to some long-term Brexit grassroots campaigners who gave me their view on the current situation. Hello, it's Jeff Taylor here, and today I'm with Simon Richards, and I'll let him explain why he's here and what he does.
Well, I'm delighted to be in Gloucester on this very sunny day on the second anniversary of the greatest vote in British political history. In fact, I would say in world democratic history. And it was something that we should never allow its opponents, the Remoaners, to forget. That 2 years ago, in the biggest vote in the history of this great democratic country, the British people, against every threat, every warning, everything that Project Fear could throw at, they voted for this country to regain its freedom and its independence. And a country without those is not a genuine country. So this is the most important point. Now, we run the Better Off Out campaign. We set that up back in 2006. We weren't just calling for the EU to reform. We realised that Britain would be better off out. And I am absolutely confident that we will, provided we get a proper, full British Brexit, and the Brexit that people voted for. We face an enormous challenge from the entire European establishment, from all the multinationals, from the vast majority of the politicians who are determined to reverse this. And we should not underestimate their absolute fanatical determination to prevent the British people getting the freedom and independence they voted for. So moments like this, and I really congratulate Richard Ford and all of the UKIP here, remind people, and this is a cross-party thing, it was Labour, Conservative and UKIP voters who voted out, but it's a reminder that the British people voted for freedom, and we must fight every inch of the way to make sure that we get it.
Yeah, and at the moment we have a parliament who seems a little bit bent on trying to stop us getting what we want. But we managed to get the votes through for the EU withdrawal bill, but there's still the trade bill and the customs bill to go. Do you think they'll be playing games with those as well?
Yes, in a word. They're going to fight this every inch of the way. And of course, it's different. If you're like the Nigel Farages and the people who fought against the EU, you don't get knighthoods, you don't get awards, you don't get invitations to be on boards then. These people, if they rebel, even if they're kicked out of the Conservative Party, they're going to get nice positions in the EU. Make no mistake about that. They are going to fight this tooth and nail every inch of the way because they are absolutely hypocritical and dishonest, because they stood on a Conservative Party manifesto that was committed to a full Brexit. Now, if they had not been happy about that, they should have stood down or stood for another party. But yes, I think they're going to fight every inch of the way, and we must be prepared for that.
Good, well, thanks very much for talking to us today.
Been an absolute pleasure, and keep up with the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm Chris Harlow, I'm chairman of the Cotswolds branch of UKIP. I'm county treasurer for Gloucestershire, and I'm also county organiser for Gloucestershire. And I'm here because it's a nice sunny day. I thought I would come out and celebrate the second anniversary of our freedom from the European Union. However, I suspect that freedom is not yet signed, sealed and delivered. And I'm hoping that our presence here and the presence, hopefully, of thousands of others in London will convince the government that actually they've got to deliver to us a full Brexit, out of the customs union, out of the single market, so that we can be an independent country and prosper in the future for our children and our grandchildren. So that's what I'm doing here.
Good. What do you think about the recent shenanigans in the House of Lords then?
Well, I think the House of Lords is showing its age, isn't it? The House of Lords is an unwieldy body. It comprises over 800 people, making it one of the largest assemblies in the world. And when you look at who have been made Lords in recent years, of course the hereditaries have gone, they're ex-civil servants, people who really have been ennobled for merely doing their job. And I don't think that's sufficient of a reason to pack the upper house, which is a legislative chamber, with people who were cronies of former prime ministers. So its time has probably come, and we need to replace it, but we need to replace it with great care, and we need to make sure that whatever assembly we have is fully representative not only of opinion in the country, but also recognises the union of England, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, and doesn't allow any one of those countries to dominate the others. So as Englishmen, we've got to be grown up and recognise that the other countries in the Union have a right to their voice, and we've got to devise a system for the second chamber that recognises that.
So it's great that we're already looking past Brexit at future democracy in this country, which is a good thing really, because we should be looking ahead. But what is your message for the people of Gloucester and Gloucestershire?
The future is beckoning us, and the future is going to be bright. We have been constrained for 40 years by the rules, the petty rules in many cases, and regulations of an overseas government in Brussels. We've now got freedom to set our own rules, and there are opportunities for two completely new industries to grow up in Britain. One is fishing, which obviously doesn't affect Gloucestershire to a great extent, although it may do partly down the Severn. But we've given away our fishing industry. We gave it away in 1973, and we need to rebuild that. Thousands of jobs, a lot of home-produced fish, and taking back control of our waters. The other industry, which is much more widespread and can be established anywhere, is to build free ports. Now, the European Union doesn't allow free ports, and we can establish free ports in many of the coastal areas in particular, or areas where there are airports, so that products can be brought in, they can be worked on, manufactured into finished products and exported again without any taxes and duties. And we can also allow those free ports to operate outside some of the legal controls that affect the rest of the country. And that will make us a magnet for inward investment. And this country could be a real powerhouse of manufacturing once again.
So a good, positive message for the country as a whole then?
Absolutely. There's nothing negative about Brexit.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much.
Good morning, my name's Glenn Gogley. I'm the chairman and PPC for UKIP in Stroud, and we're out here today in Gloucester promoting our brilliant Brexit bags and really bringing home on its second anniversary of Brexit, of the Brexit vote, just to keep the pressure on the government. We've seen all the way through there's been a delay process with the House of Lords, with the House of Commons, certain MPs within the House of Commons, and we need to keep the pressure up and make sure that people know that UKIP is here still fighting the battle and making sure that we get the Brexit that everyone voted for. We've done several of these days. Most recently we did Stroud, which is my constituency, and we also did Stonehouse, which is where I live. And it was so heartwarming to actually see and have the comments that people have come up to us, and even people who voted to remain have come up to us and said, keep up the work because we believe that this needs to happen now. they're fed up with the governments stalling and taking their time, and they just want Brexit to happen now.
Okay, do you foresee any future problems as the House of Commons and the House of Lords now try to deal with the trade bill and the customs bill that are coming up?
I think they will, and I think they will try and delay that or put some amendments out. As we saw in the amendments for the withdrawal bill, they tried to put these amendments in to really delay the process. And it was just by a cat's whisker that they actually got it through. So yes, to your question, they will try and do that with the trade bill, and we've got to make our voices heard so that we can put the pressure on to make sure that the MPs vote in favour of the trade bill.
Okay, what message have you got for the people of Stroud and for Gloucester for that matter about the future and the positivity of Brexit?
Well, look, we've seen over the past few months we've had discussions with local business people. When Gerard came to speak to Gloucester, we spoke to the CEO of UK Glass Seals, and he was saying that once Brexit comes, he can actually expand his business. And that is what we need to do, is get this positive message across to say, actually, look, there may be a short-term little blip along the way, but that is short-term. In the long term, the opportunities will really open up for business, and that is what we have to get the people to understand.
Okay, and on the democratic front, do you think it would be better without the shackles of Brussels?
Most definitely. We can then get our own free trade agreements. As I said in my speech earlier on, we've been as a nation a trading nation since the Bronze Age. We certainly survived before we joined the EEC, so why can't we then make such a success of Brexit when we leave the EU? And that's what people have to understand. Yes, there is so much positivity out there, and we need to sell a positive message.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. Like all these people, please keep supporting Brexit. And thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.